Trove of documents on accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein expected to be unveiled this week with specific names of dozens of his alleged associates, according to a new report that includes former President Bill Clinton. NewsNation's Dre Clark joining us live with the latest on this. Dre.
Marni, hello to you. At any given moment now, a long list of John and Jane Does who really have had the protection of discretion from the court, well, their names will soon be unsealed for the world to see. Judge Loretta Preska saying those names can be unsealed beginning today. It's not likely we will see any of the names today because court is closed because of the holiday. But we're talking about more than 150 names here, men, women, former employees and associates of Jeffrey Epstein and some of his alleged sex trafficking victims. Now, there is great interest in this list of names because people would like to see who are the powerful and prominent men and women who had connections to Jeffrey Epstein, and were they accused of any wrongdoing, or did they look the other way, knowing Epstein was a prolific sex trafficker? The public disclosure could be very embarrassing for some, but the judge says many of the people listed are already known because they gave media interviews or had their names listed in other public court documents relating to Epstein. Now, one name that is expected is former President Bill Clinton. Clinton has acknowledged he used Epstein's jumbo jet for trips overseas for his humanitarian efforts, but he denies he did anything wrong. And court documents back up the former president because there is no evidence he did anything illegal. And Mr. Clinton claims he stopped associating with Jeffrey Epstein in 2005. Now, the names of those Epstein associates, again, some of them known and notable, were part of a now settled 2015 civil lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell brought by Virginia Giuffre. Giuffre accused Maxwell of helping Epstein sexually traffic and abuse her as a teenager. Giuffre is now 40 years old. She says one of the people who sexually assaulted her as a teenager was Epstein's very close friend, Britain's Prince Andrew. The prince denies the accusations, but did pay Giuffre a multi-million-dollar settlement as a result of her allegations. Now, Maxwell is now serving 20 years in prison after she was convicted in 2021 for her role in a scheme to sexually exploit and abuse multiple teenagers with Epstein for more than a decade. Epstein died by suicide in a Manhattan federal jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Now, the judge in this case did allow for some of those people who are on that long list of names to go ahead and file an appeal explaining to the judge why they believe their names should remain confidential. The judge said that she would closely look at those appeals and consider whether or not she will go ahead and move forward with some of those names in terms of releasing them. Meanwhile, other names have been ordered redacted because they are alleged victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Marni.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.